Hi everyone and welcome back to Next Diecast. For today's video I'm going to be showing you guys some of my older Hot Wheels cars I have in my collection. I know a lot of times I post videos of my 1/18 scale cars on this channel, but I'm going to start to kind of showcase some other scales in my collection. I collect a variety of cars in other scales in addition to 1/18 scale, and that includes like Hot Wheels and Matchbox, various 1/24 and 1/43 scale cars. But I thought a lot of you would probably be interested in seeing my older Hot Wheels cars. So I have all my older Hot Wheels cars in this thread storage container here. And if you watched my storage video, you'll know that I got this for around like 10 or 11 bucks from Walmart on their website. You can find these at other places too, like craft stores and whatnot. But all the cars in this case were from between 1969 and 1999. That's what I kind of use as my benchmark for older Hot Wheels cars. Anything, I guess, before the 21st century. I know for other people that definition might be different and everything, but at least for me, I kind of categorize them in that way. And any of my older cars I store in this case here. A lot of these were given to me actually by my dad or my grandfather, so I'm grateful for that. A few of these I found at flea markets over the years as well. And as I go through the cars, I'll let you know kind of some history about them and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started here. Up here I have my Redlines. I have, let's see, about 7 of them here. Here's a 1936 Ford Coupe in purple. It actually has an opening rumble seat back there. The 32 Ford Vicky in that nice gold. And here's a nice one, the classic Cord in this kind of dark blue. And all the paint on the Redlines are in Spectre Flame paint. That was kind of like the paint that Hot Wheels first used in their first few years of production. And then eventually they moved to the enamel paint, as you can see here with the Ice Tea and the Dune Daddy. This actually has an opening hood and a top that comes off too. Here's my Boss Hoss that I actually did a full restoration of. I got new wheels for it, new stickers, I cleaned it up and everything. I'm going to do a separate video on that process and everything too. And if you guys follow my Instagram page, Nick's Diecast page, I actually have a few pictures of like the process I used to restore it and like where I got the materials from and everything. This one's a restoration too. This Olds 442 police cruiser. It had like most of its paint missing, so I did a repaint, put on some new stickers, got some new wheels for the back, and yeah, it looks great now. Up here's an Iced Tea with a reproduction top. Everything else on it is original, and as are these 3 up here. Here's the Dune Daddy from 1973. It's got a broken steering wheel, but I can always fix that with glue, more than likely. Here's my 2 white wall cars I have from the late 1980s. 1935 Cadillac right here, and then a 1965 Ford Mustang convertible with an opening hood. That was my dad's. Down here we'll get to the black walls. Here's a turbo Mustang from 1979, and then this pretty much pristine shell tank truck. This actually has the pipes that come out of the back. Very cool. And the Cadillac Seville. I really like the silver with like the magenta line going down the center. This is back during Hot Wheels' blue windows era, as I call it. This one has like kind of bluish windows, and so does the Firebird. I think they look kind of strange, but they're kind of cool at the same time with like the blue windows instead of clear. I'm not sure why they picked them, but I think they look pretty cool. Here's a Hot Bird right here. Then a Getty gas station Camaro Z28. Getty gas station did a promo with Hot Wheels in 1989, and they released a few cars that had like their name on the sides or on the roofs and everything. Here's the Corvette Stingray right here. That was my dad's. And I used to love playing with this one because these older Hot Wheels just roll very, very nicely because they have the metal bases and everything, and pretty much the whole body's made of metal too. So they're really cool in that way. These have like the gold wheels on them, as you can see here. Some are more pristine than others, but I think they look really cool with the gold wheels. Down here we have the Jeep CJ7 with the bird on the hood that looks just like a Firebird for some reason. Dodge Omni right there. Then we have the Wonder Bread truck. Some of these I had when I was a kid, so my dad had when he was a kid, and then I had when I was a kid, so they have some, wear to them, but not the worst I've seen for sure with, wear and tear for Hot Wheels cars. Here's another Getty gas station car. I got this actually at the same flea market as I did from this one, so they were, pretty cool finds. 1989 Volkswagen Golf with the flames on the side. Here's a Porsche 924, which Hot Wheels calls the upfront 924. And here's a Stutz Black Hawk. This actually is not a fantasy car. Stutz actually did exist, made these like outrageous looking coupes and convertibles in like the 70s and early 80s, I want to say. Here's a Rolls Royce that my grandfather restored for me. He put on a new windshield, as you can see there, and a new grille. It should have a top and a pair of headlights. I might like try looking at eBay to see if I can get more replacement parts for it, but these were things we just found around the house that we used to restore it, which was nice. We didn't have to spend any, extra money on that. Here's the delivery van. Same thing as the Ford Vicky. They're the same car, but this one, of course, is like the panel van and has the hood on it. And the rescue squad truck, which is actually still being made today as the 5-alarm. Let's close up this side here. I'm always afraid of... I usually use 2 hands to open and close this, just because I don't want anything to fall. So we'll flip that around. Then on this side, we get into like the 80s and like the 90s stuff. So let me just push those back a little bit. Open this up here. You can already see up there, I have an ambulance from 1989 that has the opening rear doors on the back. Here's my most recent older Hot Wheels. This is the Fire Eater I got from a local hobby shop for like $1. I cleaned it up, I scrubbed it down and everything. It looks brand new, which looks great. Here's a McDonald's, this is a fantasy casting. I forget the name of it, but it's a Larry Wood design, so it's pretty well known. His version actually used to have the removable engine. This is like a McDonald's kind of plastic version, so it doesn't have that. This is from 1994. Here's some more cars from McDonald's. These are actually from 1991, I want to say. You got a Firebird, a Camaro Z28, and then a Corvette Stingray right there. And these are plastic. That's how the McDonald's cars were different from the regular Hot Wheels castings. And they often didn't have interiors like this one to kind of save on costs. Here's a Ford Aerostar with these strange kind of foil-looking windows there. It actually has painted on taillights and headlights. It was actually a custom that someone did, kind of at like a hobby shop. Down here we have the Ultra Hot Wheels. They have these kind of unique looking like flat wheels with like the lines going across them. Here's a custom Corvette, another Getty car you can see on the hood there. And then a Fiero that has a lot of fading on it. I might actually remove the rest of the tampos and just have it be like a black Fiero. Something I'm thinking about for a while. Here's the Audi Avis Quattro right there. That was a concept car by Audi. And then we have a couple classic Cords right here. Here's the Beverly and the Beverly. They're from 1937. Well, the cars are 1937. The actual Hot Wheels cars are like from the late 90s, but they're based off the 1937 Cord sedans. This one actually has a blue interior, which I think looks pretty cool. They're from either the same year or maybe like 1 year apart from each other, these two castings. Second tank truck there. This is Railroad on it. Not as pristine as the Shell one, but it still looks pretty good. This also has the hoses that come out of the back, as you can see there. The Chevy Monte Carlo concept from 1998 has a heavy metal base on it, which looks really good. Then we have the Dodge Caravan right here. Kind of has some fading purple on it, but these should be white. Might be like an error or something. Got that from a hobby shop. Chrysler Pronto concept right there. Light yellow with the black roof. I think that looks super cool. Then I have the Butterfinger Mustang right here. Got that from a flea market actually, which was pretty cool. I've been looking for that one for a while, then I finally found one. Then I have the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup right here. Kind of a cool looking purple with those blue lights. Not everyone's favorite model, I know, but I think it looks cool. And here's a Mercedes 300 TD wagon from 1997. This actually used to be made by Corgi. They kept like the base and everything on it too. I just put like the Hot Wheels name on it, because Hot Wheels took over some Corgi models, I think, in the early 90s. Here's a Jaguar XJ220 right there. Really kind of weird with the orange and yellow wheels, but I thought it was cool as a kid, so I got it. And the Oldsmobile Aurora GTS1 race car, which has the separate spoiler on the back. Then I have some few non-Hot Wheels down here. This is a Corgi Thunderbird with an opening hood. Then I have, it is Corgi, isn't it? Yeah, Corgi. Then this Aston Martin that actually has a seat that pops out. It's actually a James Bond Aston Martin, so like you push a button and the roof pops out, and then the ejector seat comes out, which is super cool. Then a Tomica Mercedes 300 SL with the gull wing doors. I'll take these out at some point if I get more old Hot Wheels and put these in a different case. I just have these in here for now because, you know, they're older and stuff, and they were my dad's. So, and here's a Johnny Lightning 32 Ford convertible with the rumble seat. Johnny Lightning at one point was kind of like a direct competitor to Hot Wheels, so they made cars that look very similar to Hot Wheels. Today, you know them for their like models of classic American cars with like the rubber tires and the engines and all that. But back in the 60s and 70s, they were Hot Wheels competitors. Kind of had very similar looks and paints and all that. So that's that for the Hot Wheels older car collection. I do have older Matchbox cars as well that I have in kind of a similar storage situation. They go from like 1953 until, I have it up until like the 80s because I have more older Matchbox in a separate case from that one. But I'll definitely do like a little overview on that one in the near future. But yeah, I thought it would be nice to kind of show these off. I've showed these on my Instagram page a few times before, but I thought maybe putting out a video that kind of describes them in a bit more detail would be nice to have on the channel. So yeah, as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to follow my Instagram page, Nick's Diecast page. I'll put the link to that in the description below. Thanks for watching.